Let's just do it.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
Hot.
I always thought Esteban looked like he smelled like the worst club you've ever been in.
Well, who's those guys? We already talked about it.
Floaty's on vacation, and I've been hiding in the bathroom for a week.
You're listening to the Ready Set Radio Show.
Welcome back to an episode of the Ready Set Radio Show. My name is Floaty. With me, as always, is the Beard. And with us is J-Dubs, pushing the buttons like Plucky the Duck in an elevator. Give it up for J-Dubs.
Where's my button? There it is. It's been a week. Speaking of which,
no.
how is...
No.
Oh, did we already...
No.
Oh, no?
No.
All right.
First.
Anyway.
Like, share, and subscribe, please. Thank you.
In 3, 2...
Like, share, subscribe, and share it around. We work hard, and we want you guys to enjoy it. And,
Yeah, let
and
somebody
tell other people about us.
Yeah, let somebody else know about this dumb show you found on YouTube. So
Yeah,
J-Dubs.
that's what I wanted to
Hey,
say.
J-Dubs, what's the first thing on the list to talk about today?
I was just going to see how you guys' week was.
Oh, you just want to
How
keep it all
Yeah,
casual.
we'll keep it casual
We
real
sat
fast.
here for 30 minutes talking about a format. It's just keep it all
What
casual.
Is,
What's on your...
what is that sign on your face?
Oh,
dude?
man.
What did you
like,
put on your head there?
I'm representing, man.
Oh,
We're
that's
trying
the
to-
sign. Oh,
Yes.
you put it on your
Oh.
head so
This
people
is
can
the
actually
sign?
read it.
For that bottle.
That
right
makes
there.
good sense, dude. That makes good
So
sense.
if we get to this, we all get to take part in that.
Yeah, we need 100 subscribers so we can open that bottle to celebrate it. We're at 94 as of recording this episode.
Yep.
Only a few more to go.
Just a few more, man. Help
So
us
like
out.
I said, please like, share, subscribe, and tell all your friends about us.
I'll owe you a hug.
Yeah.
Hell
And we'll
yeah.
take a shot in your honor.
Damn right.
So
So with that being said, I guess I'll start out first. We're finishing up basketball. I don't know if y'all know this or not, but I have a cheerleader and a basketball player, both first year and doing both. The past week was their last game, which they won. They finally won their last. Yeah.
Go
They won their-
Rhinos!
Yeah, they won their last game, which happens to be their first on the road win. So that was cool.
Nice. Progress,
Blowout. It was like 40-6.
Right on, dude.
Like, yeah, it was nice. And we were actually talking about it. It sucked because, they worked so hard and it's been challenging because this was the first year for the coaches and for a lot of the players. Like, my son had never touched a basketball in his life. And last game, this dude's dribbling up the court, like doing behind and everyone's like, bro, I've never seen him dribble like that. And I'm like, yeah, proud dad moment. So, Aiden, good job, buddy. Proud of you, man.
Yeah, I remember-
Proud
I
of all
remember
the
you
guys
were,
at Revolution.
I remember you just out of the blue one day were like, I guess my kid likes basketball now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
I remember
awesome, man.
that
So,
day, too.
So and also shout out to my daughter as well. Ava did great. It was her first year doing cheer.
fantastic.
Nailing all the routines and everything. Like both of them, I can't be
got
prouder.
a bug-
And on top of that, she's about to be AB honor roll, and Aiden got to A honor roll this past.
All right, cool. Yeah, proud dad moment, man. We're happy for you. We're happy for them. Cody, go ahead. Say your piece, man.
So does she have a bug for it? Is she going to cheer next year too?
Yes.
And he's doing basketball again? Or-
Yeah, he's about to do track and field as well. So basically anything that they have to offer, he's willing to do it.
I used to shot the putt in my day. You had to. When you're on the football team at Glenn, you had to be on track and field too. They didn't want you they wanted you to be doing something all year that was physically active.
Oh, yeah.
There was a way to ensure that you were doing it because you had to be on track and field too, doing something. Even if it was just shot put,
Interesting.
which is what most of us linemen did. Because
Yeah. What else is a big guy going to do, you know?
Yeah, I'm not running your whatever 10 kilometer, whatever they do. I don't know how long a race is. I don't pay attention to track and field. I used to throw a steel ball as far as I could.
Dude, 10K is like 7 miles.
They don't run 7 miles.
No, man. I think 400 meters is as long as it
I
gets.
think they run like 5Ks and stuff, right?
If you're talking about long
Marathon.
distance, then you're talking about like cross country and
How,
stuff.
how long is a
cross
cross
country.
country race?
I'm not entirely
I
sure.
don't either.
I don't
They
know
just,
cross
well, it depends on what you're talking about. Like with high school, he was doing 5Ks, 4Ks.
That's that pace yourself kind of racing, right? Like,
Yes.
yeah,
And he learned that, like, his
Endurance.
MVP little award said MVP / most likely to puke after a race because he'd give it all. And literally when he'd stop, his body was still going. And he'd literally be like, who's trash can?
Man, like high school sports and throwing up kind of went hand in hand with me, man. Like with a lot of people, like football, you get in those first 2-a-days in the middle of summer leading up to the school year, and you're doing like double practices in that heat.
Yes.
You go take your first sip of water because you're dehydrated, and you're just puking it back up. Everybody's throwing up on day 1, day 2, man.
I think that's a rite of passage as a
just-
football player in the South.
It's just what
Just
happens.
having
You're
to-
exerting yourself
yeah.
more than you have in like months and months and months in the
Yep.
heat. Yeah.
I used to puke just about every time after a run when I was still in.
Yep.
After 3 miles, after a PFT, whatever it was, dude.
Yeah, I learned
Rich.
quick. I learned quick after like running.
Where did you go for boot?
I was at Paris Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What was the weather like there? That's where is that? Right
It's
off
in
Anaheim.
South Carolina.
Oh, ooh, I need say more.
Yeah.
I already
In
know
the
how that
swamp.
was.
Yep.
In the swamp. Yep. Getting eaten alive by bugs.
Oh, the skeeters, Bo.
Yeah.
Them damn skeeters.
It's not even the mosquitoes, man. It's the sand fleas.
Ooh, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah.
That sucks.
And like any bit of skin that you've got showing at that bewitching hour, dude, because like if they come out at like dusk and dawn and they're ridiculous, dude. Your whole body is covered in tiny little red welts.
And you have all the situations where you're having to stand perfectly still.
Yeah. Even
itching like
biting
crazy.
you, and it's like
That's,
yeah.
that's how they make a Marine, man.
Yeah, dude.
You
Yeah,
can't make
it
a
is.
Marine any other way. That's why they haven't moved it. It's still there.
That's why he's stone cold like he is now.
Right.
Indeed.
He's got a look that makes your penis shrivel up.
Whoa, dude.
I saw your expression and it ran away.
Got weird there.
Only because you pointed out that it was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, passing the
So,
torch.
What you been doing this week,
Yeah.
man? I listened to that, and I'm so proud of your kids, and I'm you know, I don't have these experiences, but like I'm living vicariously through you, and hopefully.
Oh yeah, and my little girl just started talking.
What was her first word? What did she do? What was her first?
I'll give you 3 guesses, and the
Daddy.
first 2 don't count.
Daddy.
Dad.
Dad.
Yeah.
Nice.
And she says
Oh,
dad, and mama. And,
No, that's not true because last time I came to your house, I distinctly heard her say,
yeah, I don't know what it is, man, but you scared her. You scared her somehow.
it's
I
her
don't know.
getting me back for Peanut, man.
Well,
guess.
don't feel bad. Don't feel bad because she got a little freaked out the other day when I came over to say hello too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know everything's big and scary right now. What is she? A foot tall?
Yep.
It's more like 2, but yeah. But yeah, man, just hit 8 months a few days ago. She's growing fast, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
crazy.
You blink
Yeah.
and it's over.
She'll be
right?
telling you know nothing in no time.
Yeah.
You're stupid.
You don't understand.
Yeah.
You've never been a kid.
You've never been a girl.
Get him.
Then you can pop around and be like, "Well, I identify as one."
Damn.
Shut up, J-Dubs.
This is why we give you buttons.
No, that's what mothers are for.
I wouldn't know.
Ah.
I wouldn't know.
No, I had one. Anyway, so Floaty, how was your week?
It's been busy. I haven't really. I had a day off yesterday, and that was my first real day off in like 15 days where I didn't have something I had to do. But I spent all day yesterday playing video games, which was
Nice.
fantastic.
Hey, you know, sometimes, man, it's good to just clear the
What'd you get
mental.
to play?
Damn, man, a lot. I played Hogwarts Express. I'm close to finishing that. I finally have gotten past the point that I was when I was playing it on Switch. Switching to the PS5 was the smartest move I ever made, and I think I'm 30 hours in, so I got roughly 10 more for the storyline, and I think they say about 60 for get 100%. So that game's almost over, and I am still debating on the next game I'm going to get like deep in. I started Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm still where I was. I turned it on yesterday to show Kenny what it was like. He got a PS5 because I got one, and he saw how cool it was. And I was like, yeah, so like, you know, if you do bad things like kill somebody or rob somebody and someone sees you do it, then you
can't.
witness.
You can't say that.
I was gonna say what? Oh yeah,
You got unalive.
We'll edit it. Unalive you or someone or rob somebody, and you have a witness, then you get like bounty and stuff, and then they start looking for you.
Right.
And I was just trying to show that, and I found a situation.
Did a really good job of showing it, did you?
Man, I found a situation that seemed perfect to give him an example of how it's kind of like Grand Theft Auto with horses. And I found this guy by himself on a horse, and I took him out. I unalived him, and I robbed him. And I was like, and then I like to take the bodies and put it in a bush so that it's not obvious that something happened here.
Oh, easy, Dexter.
And I'm walking over to the bush. And he's watching the screen. He looks at the mini map. He's like, "Hey, man, looks like someone's coming up the road." And there was a dude watching me deposit this body. So I had to chase him down, take care of that situation. And as I'm running back to finish the first cleanup job, a stagecoach is coming the other direction.
No survivors.
So 3 witnesses in the same situation.
No witnesses.
And I got out of the area. And
like, that got a lot messier than I thought it was going to be.
And I went and collected a bounty to show him some of the storyline stuff and how that works. And then as I left, I found another good opportunity to make some money.
Right.
Because there was these stagecoach robbers robbing a stagecoach. So I stopped to help the stagecoach. And I take care of the robbers. But then the stagecoach dude gets scared of me and it pops a witness and he starts running away. And I was like, well, I don't need no witnesses running around.
No.
So you pop him.
So I
Gotta
take
take
care
him
of
out.
that situation. And
So anyway, I
just,
start blasting.
and just about that time, not only was someone coming down the hill, a law enforcement officer was coming down the hill. Because the next thing I know, once it popped wanted, that guy's marker turned into police. And then I'm running away. They took out my horse, but I had taken out one of them. So I stole his horse, and then they took out his horse, and then took me out.
Dang.
So I didn't do anything in Red Dead Redemption yesterday. But anyway, yeah, I was trying to figure out what game to play next, something that I'm actually going to spend some time with, because like I play a lot of games for a few minutes.
Right.
But I always have like 1 or 2 games that I'm slowly working my way to the end of.
Right.
And that's going to be one of them. But I'm going to need something that kind of fulfills that Legend of Zelda feel that Hogwarts Legacy is doing. It's a little bit more like of a Zelda thing. Like I don't know if there's going to be dungeons in Red Dead Redemption, but I don't think so.
There's some
like there's towns and stuff, but
yeah, and there's some like there's no dungeons, but like there's some hairy situations you can be find yourself in somebody's basement, or like
I really
think there's
enjoy
some caves and stuff around.
What game is this again?
Red
Dead
Dead
Redemption
Redemption
2?
2.
Ah,
I really enjoy the big gang versus gang stuff. Those scenes are real fun. Like
Yeah.
just shootouts with 2 rival gangs. Those are fun. The riding my horse for an hour and a half to go do something is not my favorite. But it's not bad. It's the mechanic of riding a horse in that game is one of the best I've ever played.
Yeah, it absolutely
And
is.
I've done since Epona on 64, Ocarina of Time, and that
Yeah.
was atrocious.
Yeah.
And I was worried about that aspect because I love cowboys. I love the Wild West. I love that you're an outlaw. That's totally up my alley.
Yeah.
And I was worried that the horse thing was gonna be.
It doesn't
awful.
though.
It's
Not
awesome.
in that game. It's
awesome.
fantastic. Yeah.
The fact that you get to like load it up with stuff too, man. Like,
Yeah.
hey, carry this stuff for me. That's handy.
Mm-hmm.
Very handy. But I was thinking about God of War Ragnarok. I was thinking about maybe getting into that. I don't know if it's good though. Everybody says it's all right.
I've got it. It's all right. I like the last one better. But it's good.
I don't even know how many of those games there are. There's a lot now.
The one I'm talking about, I think, was God of War 4.
I'm not sure.
It was the one that came out before Ragnarok. It came out for PS4.
I also saw that like every Resident Evil game is on PlayStation Plus, and I was kind of like,
Yeah.
I always wanted to play some of those games.
I
with-
love that
with
they're
different
remastering
controls.
and releasing them.
Yeah, I've heard that they switched the controls to more modern controls for
Yeah.
it, and I'm interested in that because I loved those games, but those tank controls I don't like it at all.
There's also a new movie about to come out. Well, not about to come out, but it's in the works.
Didn't they just
Nice.
release a show? Wasn't there like a?
It was on Netflix. It kind of flopped.
A lot of stuff's flopped
I didn't
lately.
like. It's because they put out
Did
so
you
much
guys
stuff.
see Resident Evil Return to Raccoon City?
No.
The last movie? I actually watched it. It's really,
Yeah,
really good.
I saw it. Yeah, I think Netflix is starting to find out that like putting out so much stuff actually is a downside. There's only so many people that can watch so many hours, and if you oversaturate the market with too much stuff, not everybody can watch everything. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
Netflix, as far as I'm concerned, Netflix has made nothing but terrible calls for years.
But speaking of that, hey,
Very cookie cutter.
I didn't even think about this, but I did watch. It took me like 5 days to get through the 4 hours of
Yeah.
that manhunt for America's Manhunt for O.J. Simpson. That thing, full documentary of the.
I haven't watched it yet.
Dude, I watched it and like, cause I remember I was 13 when it happened.
Oh, I remember it. Yeah.
Yeah, so I remembered it, but I wasn't like glued to my TV. I was 13. I had
Right.
just got into rock and roll and guitar and like I didn't care.
You were like, I want to drive that
I knew enough
fast.
to know that it was happening.
Yeah.
And, like some of the details. And throughout the years, everyone's talked about it, so I know a lot about the case. But like this is like everything from the night of through his perishing
Yeah.
from cancer at whatever. And so like my whole life, I've only had like a vague opinion, like it matters, but I had a
Right.
vague opinion of if he was guilty or what happened and whatnot. But after watching that documentary, I definitely have an opinion on the situation.
Yeah, I am of the opinion that Johnny Cochran was a hell of a lawyer.
Yep, that's yeah, that's definitely half of it. Like I told Julie last night, I was like, from where I sit, he absolutely 100% did the crime, absolutely. But the jury got it right because they were able to prove that not only was at least one detective on the scene capable of planting and tampering with evidence, they had actual proof that evidence was tampered with.
Yeah.
And if they're willing to tamper with one piece of evidence, then they are willing to tamper with all of it, whether they did or not. They are the ones that allowed him to go free.
Yep.
The jury got the right call.
Yeah.
And he was found responsible in the civil case. So I mean, he did it.
Yeah.
There's a moment. I don't want to. It's not like a rule. It's been around forever. But his manager,
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys know, but O.J. Simpson killed his
you know,
wife.
you take it when you're watching a documentary. You take it for what it is. There's what they say is what they're saying. You don't know if it's true or not. But like
Right.
his representation, his manager for all those years. Said that as he was getting rid of the house, he finally had to sell his house because he was broke and stuff. And they were sitting out by the pool, and he was talking about the tree near the pool. Him and Nicole had spent thousands of dollars to save it because the chlorine was killing the tree
Right.
from the pool, and that they were able to save that tree, but they weren't able to save their marriage. And that tree's there, and that he was upset because Nicole should be here too. But his manager says that he asked him like, "What happened that night, man?" And that OJ asked him, "What do you think happened?" And he's like, "Do I lie to him as like a manager would, or do I be honest?" And he's like, "I went honest. I told him I always kind of thought you did it. Not that I see you as a murderer, because I don't, but that I kind of always felt that you did do it." And he says that OJ said to him, "You know, Mike, if Nicole hadn't answered that door with the knife, she'd still be alive." That's what he says that OJ said.
I've never heard that, dude.
Neither
Yo.
Neither did I.
No
Hot topic.
shit.
Hot topic.
Everybody's listening's pissed because they haven't watched the documentary yet.
Ooh.
But
Man, I'd watch the whole documentary just to watch him say that sentence, dude. Dang.
he don't hear him say it, but his manager was recanting the story.
Well, yeah. I guess that means I'm not watching it.
And he did quit. And he did quit right after OJ sold the house. So like the chronological of a story adds up. But yeah, Mark Furman, and he knows it, and he talks about it in the documentary, how like he is forever going to be stigmaed as being a complete racist because of all the things that they had him on tape saying, and all the things that he said he wanted to do to people of color, things that he claimed to have done.
Who is this again?
Mark Furman. He was one of the investigators. He was one of the first.
Oh,
ones
yeah.
seen. He's the guy that they claimed planted the glove at OJ's house and planted blood drops because, like, there's pictures of DNA. They had blood on a gate that wasn't collected till 8 days later, but there was photos of the gate from the night of, and that drop of blood was not on the gate, but it was 8 days later. They have pictures of the criminalist handling evidence barehanded. They have evidence where picture A, the glove is in one position, and then picture B, it's in a different position. They moved it before the criminalist got there. The envelope that had Nicole's mom's glasses in it was moved from two different pictures, and they have pictures of him handling it barehanded. So they proved that they messed up the evidence, and they proved that Mark Furman not only was a person who was capable of planting evidence to ensure that OJ was convicted, but that probably did, because there were so many things that, like, if OJ did it and took these steps to hide it, then why would the socks just be in the middle of the floor, but all of his other clothes are in the washing machine? Why would this thing be laying out right where you can find it, but everything else was taken or moved?
Yeah.
So like the jury basically was saying they were able to create reasonable doubt, because if the cop was willing and did mess up one thing, yeah, so he's guilty, but the jury got it right because their job is to base it on the facts. And if the facts are tampered, then you can't believe them.
And that is why Johnny Cochran is a hell of a lawyer.
Yep, they went right after Mark Furman for being racist, even though he had this much to do with the investigation.
Yeah.
And it was only officially his until the actual guys showed up. He was like one of the first on the scene.
Yeah. Did you ever see the dramatic reenactment deal?
Yeah.
I always thought that was pretty
Wasn't a Kardashian
entertaining, fun to watch.
one of the lawyers?
He was part of the prosecution, right?
No, he was
No,
one
he
of
was
one of the defense
Was he?
attorneys.
Oh.
He was the guy. If I'm not mistaken, he was the guy that. No, it wasn't
The glove.
Shapiro, because Shapiro was the guy I was thinking of. He was played by David Schwimmer in the thing.
Shapiro was defense.
Shapiro is, but
he was the first one that was on the case.
and he was the one that was like, you need a litigator, and ended up bringing on Johnny Cochran, and
his whole team.
What was his name? Robert Kardashian was one of that team.
Yeah, I learned in that documentary that part of the reason why he was able to run such a good case was not only did he have Johnny Cochran, he literally had, I think it was 17 of the top attorneys in the entire country. Yeah. They all flew in from different cities. They were the best of every place.
And it was because, and Robert Kardashian wasn't just one of the team. He was friends with OJ. And they went way back. There's a conspiracy theory out there that he's the father of some of the Kardashian sisters.
He bought in his own DNA expert analysis, and this was when DNA was brand new. Yeah. But he brought in his own DNA analysis. Then they used him to interpret, but they also used him to figure out how they could twist the evidence and could this mean anything other than this? Right. What could it mean? And they were able to build a case against evidence tampering because there was, whether it was intentional or not, there was. Yeah. And once there is.
Yeah, man, sloppy police work at best. It was sloppy police work
because a conviction there sets a precedent that cops can plant evidence to get convictions, and they can. So even though he was guilty, they were to set him free.
Dang, dude, you almost made it. Get to timeout.
Well, actually, it's
a good time for a commercial.
Yes,
right?
So you guys check out whatever we put right here.
You're listening to the Ready Set Radio Show, only on 103.7 WRSR.
I don't know how it happened. We took the bullet and said, "Speak of you, how much too soon? She coming to rule, yeah. Billie Jean is the way place I get help. Good and go."
Okay, it looks like we've got a caller on the line. Go ahead, caller. You're live on the Ready Set Radio Show with DJ Smev.
Hey, Smev! Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Ready Set Radio Show is the only show which broadcasts live music on location. We bring all of the radio, including advertising, top 10 countdowns, and contests. Learn more at ReadySetRadio.com.
Way back up in the woods among the evergreens, there stood a log cabin made of earth and wood, where lived a country boy named Johnny B. Good, who never ever learned to read or write so well, but he could play a guitar just like he's ringing a bell. Go, go. I got all my life to live, I got all my love to give. I will survive, I will survive, I will survive. I don't practice Santeria, I ain't got no crystal ball. Well, I had $1 million, but I'd spend it out if I could find that Hannah and that Sancho that she's found. Line Papa, Captain Sancho. I just want to say I'm feeling. You ought to make it understand. Never gonna give you up.
You're tuned in to the Ready Set Radio Show, the only show that makes your radio come alive.
I'm begging, begging you, put your loving hand out, baby. I'm begging, begging you, put your loving hand out.
Stay tuned to 103.7, home of DJ Smev and the Ready Set Radio Show.
All right.
All right, and we're back.
Yeah.
Floaty's still in timeout because he dropped an F-bomb right before we went to break.
But that was pretty cool, though.
That was pretty cool.
That was awesome.
Yeah. And I
have more
want
of that.
actually, and while he's gone, I just want to take the minute to mention that
Listen,
you haven't heard any popping. Like, I don't, as our viewers, I'm not sure if you can hear some of the issues that we've had. I don't know if it's gone through in the recording, but there has been this incessant popping anytime we've got music or sound going computer to mixer to, and it's been driving us mad. And I just figured it out and fixed it today, and I'm very excited about that.
please share what it was, because there's probably some viewers out there that could maybe having some problems like this.
Yeah, it was the spot that goes. We have a honkin' a big deal computer over here that we use for editing video and doing all our socials and all the content that we create and storing all our business files and all that stuff. And then we've got our mixer brain, which is the X32. It's a Behringer product. It's amazing. We love it. It works wonders for us.
It's
the
Wi-Fi. It's
and then
really nice.
And it connects via a USB cable while
Did y'all
we're
get the 12
while
or the
we're
18?
here in the. It's a 32.
A 30. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the big deal.
Nice.
And we've got a USB cord that hooks the two together so that when we're making these episodes, all of the audio is being edited and mixed through the computer, and it's going through all the microphone inputs are in the mixer. So like it all connects and talks to each other, and it's the future is now, and it's a beautiful thing. But that popping was driving us nuts for months now. It's about time.
It's been long
I
enough.
told you didn't have to go into the bathroom for continuity, but it's whatever.
I feel like I owe it to the fans.
He feels like he owes it to the
I
fans.
said the F-bomb, so
And I get to talk on the show for a little bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, thank you for fixing the popping. I'm glad that we were able to figure out the problem.
Yeah, but the problem ended up being that it was just a regular USB cable, and it turns out we needed an active USB cable.
Which we didn't know existed.
I didn't, and now I do, and I understand how it was a problem, and now it's fixed.
So
and,
anybody out there that is running a USB output into any kind of interface and you're having any kind of popping noise, if you're having any kind of significant distance between the computer and your interface, and
What just happened? Oh,
that's a grounding issue. So if you have a space between your computer and your interface, like a long distance, let's say 20 feet, like we do, the popping issue or the distortion issue is probably that the USB cable needs to be active.
Yeah.
And it fixed our problem instantly.
Yeah, and it's been nice to be able to hear all the sounds without any incessant popping.
And now there's sound engineers in our comments going like, you didn't know that active USB cables existed? Amateurs. Well, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
we're
Thanks
learning.
for pointing out the obvious.
We've had like 12 episodes named "Podcasting is Hard." We know. We started doing the podcast knowing nothing. The band.
Nice, J-Dubs. That was a good one.
But this is fun. Like, it's really fun to, especially when I'm looking for clips.
Yeah.
And I have to watch older episodes. It's really great to watch the progress from day one. From Floaty and the Beard, the show used to be called Floaty and the Beard.
Yeah.
Episode 1 till now is incredible. And you just mentioned that coming up this month and the next couple weeks, we will have been in this space for 1 year.
Yeah.
So a year ago, a week from now or so, we came into this as a blank slate. It was dirty and it was old. And
Well, I think by the time this episode airs, it'll be right at a year,
good point. Yeah, we'll be
or
right
maybe
after.
even a week behind.
So
somewhere around now.
mid-February is
Yeah.
when we moved into this station, and it's really nice to go back and look at some of those clips, especially the montages of us putting stuff together.
Yeah,
painting.
that was, and because like that kind of goes back to the whole reason we made the podcast. It was genuinely just to bring eyes to Ready Set Radio as a product online, but also as a record of it, so that we could always look back. Hopefully, maybe 10 years from now, we look back and we're like, "Wow, that's how far we've come. That's crazy."
Yeah, and it's really nice because at the end of the day, like, we're friends, and
Yeah.
like whether we're doing this podcast, whether we're doing a band together, we're still friends, and we still hang out, we still see each other. That's really cool, man.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. So it's gonna be nice. Let's say we lose interest in this podcast, say 5 years from now. We're just like, man, I'm really tired of doing it. Then 10 years after that, imagine the last we're gonna have on Christmas when we get together and watch some old episodes and stuff. You know what I mean?
Right? Yeah.
Like our friendship is not. We don't know each other just for the show or just the band. It's not like we found each other for the band. We've been friends for a long time, and I've known J Dubs for like 23 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you for 16?
17, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there is an aspect to doing this podcast that's going to be great in the future for us personally.
Yeah.
It's also a record of our lives, not just like the band, but like we talk about what's going on in our real lives. So
Yeah.
like, you know,
A record of. I'm excited to be able to look back and see little bits about being the record of me being a dad.
Yeah.
And like talking about some of the things that are happening, like she's talking now and all that stuff. It's exciting, but it kind of talking about it from the band perspective and watching us build it was one of the main ideas, and that was kind of what was going to take me into what we were going to talk about next, which was we've chosen that September show to be the next
iteration.
Yeah, perfect word. The next iteration of what the show that we're building. So with as much time as we've got and as many episodes of the podcast as will air between now and then, I think it's going to be I think it's a great opportunity for us to use to show that the building that we're going through. So like we're working on streaming practices and using those as opportunities to be able to be like, oh, here is a polished chunk of a show, and working on taking the technology that we use to the next level so that we can make more of a visual show. Like, for instance, going to MIDI and more lights and a light show. And, you know, we're working on all that stuff. And I'm excited, like, as we do this next 6 months worth of work, I hope that we really take the time to film a lot of it and be able to put it on this
And the
show.
beauty of that is that if we stick to the things that we are in the middle of developing right now. So like with the new year, we kind of realized that the last couple months since Halloween, like we kind of knocked October out of the park.
Yeah.
Podcast and band. That month was really great. And then we hit that winter slump. And if you're in a band, you kind of know what that is. Everybody has lives. Everybody
The
has
holidays
things going on.
Yeah.
And especially when you're in a band in our age, we're not in our 20s anymore. So
That's for
so
damn
like
sure.
you have things you think about, like, you know, how many more times if you have grandparents are they going to be around for the holidays? Things are definitely more important than being in a cover band.
Yeah.
Definitely. And there's so many of us that we went through this slump. It was not a lot of time for all of us to get together at the same time.
Yeah.
Or even in groups of 2 or 3. Once Christmas was happening. But there's been this kind of renaissance inside of our camp as of late, where not only is there more input coming from more directions from inside of our camp,
not just input but effort, and
Effort.
it's been a major boon for
Yeah.
us so far.
but the thing that's really starting to show its benefit is the amount of planning and scheduling what is happening in this room, who has to be here to get that done.
Right.
And we're still not quite there yet, but we've been working on getting a schedule together.
It's a lot better than it was.
And the communication is starting to get easier.
Yeah.
You know, because it takes a long time. Like the 3 of us have only been really working together for 6 months. What is it? 6 months? 5 months?
Something like that. Yeah.
That's it. It takes a while to
And we
get-
say 6 months, but that's really only for a couple hours once a week.
right.
And
Yeah, so the 3 of us work together 3 to 5 hours a week for the last 6 months. So that's not a lot. And it takes a long time to develop the way you communicate with each other, because we each have different points of view. We each have different personalities. We each have different ideas of what should happen.
different levels of ADD that come into play.
And not just the 3 of us, the 10 of us.
Yeah.
We spent a lot of time in like kind of filing down what needs to get done in a week.
Yeah.
What needs to get done in a month.
It takes a lot of time for that many people to be able to be in a room together and learn just how to work together, let alone figure out what you're working on.
And then on top of that, you know, when you're trying to really, you know, pull in the big fish and have the really big ideas and trying to figure out the timeline.
trying to accomplish big things. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, and also on top of that, the financial aspects of it and how much is this going to cost and how much is that going to cost.
I'm that guy. That's me.
Yeah, and everybody has real world lives, and we've now gotten to the point where it's like, me personally, there's 10 hours in a week that I get to be in here to do something.
Right.
Total. And that's not a lot.
Yeah.
That's really not a lot. And anything that can be done by anyone else to push that along, to take something off of that plate, means that I can focus. I can narrow focus on things that have to get done on a week-to-week basis, as opposed to always worrying about 15 things.
And it keeps you fresh too. Like we were talking earlier,
Right.
I guess that's what we're leading into is kind of, you know, the talk that we had earlier about how we're going to kind of do things different with the podcast and, you know, editing and making sure our product is the best to our ability. And at the same time, you know, bring the comedy and, you know, the entertainment aspect as well, because there is a fine balance of having to put in the work, and everyone knows the more work you put in, the better your product is.
Right.
So.
And you always have to remember that if there's 2 people here working on something, every hour, that's 2 hours of work.
Yeah.
That's getting done. Effort and collaboration goes a long way. And you know just as well as I do that sitting down here by yourself sometimes is awesome. And you have that focus that you're alone and you can just put on your music and edit. And there's other times where it sucks to be here by yourself, working on an edit, working on an episode.
Yeah.
So sharing the load is just the right way to go, right? It's just the only thing that makes sense.
He said load.
He said sharing the load. Sharon!
Hot damn, let's do it.
Where's our Ozzy Osbourne button?
Nice.
I don't know. We need that though, but I'll tell you this. After all that being said, I think we need a good, solid.
Heck yeah, I'm with it. Heck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Heck yeah. To piggyback on that, though, you're right. There has been a renaissance of input and effort, and not necessarily a new direction, but a focused direction.
Focused is exactly.
And we are an organization full of idea people
and talent,
and but.
Not
figuring out which ideas to execute on and where to put our limited time resources has been the lesson that we've had to learn now for years. It's taken us years to get to this point.
Right.
And only now are we like, okay, this is what we really have to spend on the project. Time, money, whatever it is. And we can, now that we know what those resources are, we can prioritize and
maximize.
Actually get some stuff done.
And that's been happening.
It has been happening
and
as of late.
Snowball is starting to get bigger and roll faster.
Yeah, so. But there for a while, it really felt like we were spinning our wheels, and figuratively we were. And
I wouldn't say that, man. You were figuring it out. Well, none of this comes with any type of rule book
that's true. But like I said, it felt that way. It was a feeling. It felt like we were spinning our wheels, and there were long chunks of time there where we didn't get anything accomplished, and we were spinning our wheels. But it takes that time to be able to figure out how to be able to move forward when there is no roadmap.
We've been learning how to communicate, man. And the last couple months, like I got to the point where I had to start telling everybody what's going on, like how I'm feeling and like how much I can handle. Like the stress levels get really high when even it's not that I literally have too much on my plate, but there's a lot on my plate, a lot on our plate.
Yeah.
And the way that my brain works, it kind of gets in hyperdrive on those things, and I hyper focus on how much there is to do, and I get nothing done, and that makes the stress even worse.
Yeah.
So being able to talk about it is helping us find solutions to the problems, not the problems, but the challenges that we all have. And it's been going that way. And today we had a good conversation, and now we think we have a solution to help out. And I'm excited about it. And that's the kind of communication that I want us to keep having.
Yeah. And adjustment to the system, because like we've got a bunch of people that are talented and ideas and stuff to work on. But and as much as we want to work on all of these ideas,
it takes time.
You can't. Well, it does take time, but you can't just work on these things willy nilly when there's multiple people in the organization. We've only got so many resources. We've only got so many computers that do certain things, and in order for us to make all of that work and actually be productive, it took time to figure out, and it took a level of honesty that I don't think we had before.
Yeah, we have to accept the fact that we are trying to do a full-on podcast and a full-on events band on the same computer at the same time and most people don't have those two big things at the same time. They do
Right.
one or the other.
Right,
There
right.
are people out there that do both, but it's not what we do.
Yeah. There's something so special about this project because it's totally unlike anything I've ever seen.
We are really, really dumb for trying to do it because it's difficult, but that's why it's great. You know
Dumb
what I
or
mean?
different?
Different.
Yeah.
You know,
If it were easy, anybody would do
exactly. And a good buddy of mine from back in the day used to say, and he got it from somewhere. He said, "I don't need easy, I just need possible." And those are the kinds of goals that have always driven me to actually pursue them.
Yeah.
The ones that are kind of on that, like, that's a big one, but totally achievable. And we have surrounded ourselves by people that's just like upped our HP. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we have such talent.
Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate
But
it.
you and I, Beard specifically, are still learning how to like manage this project.
Yeah.
And it's 2 projects. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So we need to be nicer to ourselves about where we're at and how much we can do.
Yeah, and you're not wrong about that, but the feelings don't leave room for that.
Because we demand.
Yeah. But yeah, feelings don't leave room for that, and
Yeah.
and it's been tough, especially this holiday season. Like it was a little rough there for a minute.
Yep.
But we made it through, and we didn't. Whether or not the quality was there, I'm not so sure. But there was no lag in content created.
Yeah, we took a week off, but it was only a week.
Yeah,
You know,
and there was still content coming out.
Yeah.
So we didn't miss any time, but we still made time for ourselves, and somehow through it all ended up coming out on top.
Yeah, overall for 2024, man.
Every week, dude.
Put that anywhere.
You can't even help
No,
yourself.
I haven't done it in a while.
He can't even hear us right now.
I should go every
Go
time
kick
I
it out of
drop
the way.
this.
What do you need?
We can make it a new rule if you want.
Do you want to be wired directly in? I can do that.
No, I'm normally good, man. I've actually been really careful, but
We need a place. It's got a clip on it. We need a place where you can clip it and just not touch it.
I can't help but blame myself.
no, I need a thing like Mr. Jason's got, man. A whole headset deal.
Well, his headset doesn't come without a body pack. He still has 2 of those,
Yeah,
and he doesn't drop them.
yeah, but he's standing up with straps and
Yeah,
stuff. That's
yeah,
not
yeah.
a fair comparison.
It's not fair.
Quit
It's not
putting Dubs down. That's my job.
We're just kidding, Jubs.
Love
J
you,
Dubs. Jubs.
Jubs. Hey, did you?
I was trying to make it one syllable.
Old
That's just how it
Jubs.
came.
Hey, did you see that picture?
Old Jubs.
Did you happen to see that picture I put in the thread of the wrestling sign in the audience that said Dubs?
Dubs, yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
That was live, man. I was watching television. I paused live TV just to take a picture of it.
They know.
They know.
They know what's up. What's
That's
up,
what's
guys?
up.
What's
Hell
up?
Yep, we know who the star of this show is. Smev.
That is
Yeah.
Smev.
Hey,
It is
DJ Smev, I dare you to come on the show again.
Yeah.
He's so much part of the show, he doesn't even have to show.
I'm not even sure we can say again. This is technically a whole new show.
It is a whole new show, but our shooting day Sundays is difficult for him. I get that.
And
It's difficult for a lot of people.
I
why Mr.
challenge,
Jason hasn't been on
challenge you, Smev. You put your money where your mouth is, and you come on this show because you said the most important part of this show was no other than you.
That's true.
He did say that.
He did. So yeah, come on the show, Mr. Jason. We want to figure out a different evening. We'll rearrange some schedules to get you on. We know that Sunday is literally impossible for you to come be on the show, but you're fun to have on. So
A Friday night could work.
Friday night could work. We'll get together and talk about it. Road to 100. Hey,
Ooh, nice. That felt good.
Do you want to put that
Better
road,
out than in.
Do you want to put that Road to 100 sign on the prize?
Yeah.
We'll leave it there until we hit.
Yeah.
We could do that.
That's
And
what
just
this
in
is?
case anybody was wondering, this is a bottle of Traveler whiskey.
Yeah, hold that up there.
It is.
Hold on, let me get the. There it is. Right behind you.
It is proudly blended and bottled by Buffalo Trace in Frankfort, Kentucky, and it was a collaboration that they did with Chris Stapleton. So it's
a beautiful color on film, man. I've been actually looking.
It is a very beautiful color. It almost
looks like it's glowing.
It
Look at
almost
that.
looks like
Look at the screen.
up close in person. It almost looks like
Bam, it's right behind you.
it
Yeah,
almost
there it
looks
is.
like in person. It almost looks more like a rosé than a whiskey.
Yeah. God,
but it's
y'all hurry up and subscribe, please.
Yeah, as soon as we get to
Jesus
100, we're
Christ.
gonna pop this. And I'm we've actually been holding on to it for several weeks already, waiting to get to 100. But I think this is the first time we're ever mentioning it. So, you know, if you've got, if you're a listener and you've got friends that don't subscribe, make them, and then you can watch us get drunk on the next episode.
I mean, we will finish that bottle on the episode.
Yeah.
Make sure we
You will get a completely different podcast by the end of it.
We'll bring Drew on. He'll be excited about it.
Make sure we have a fourth, please.
Yeah, we'll bring Drew on. And man, I'm telling you what, dude, between Drew and I, we can put some whiskey back.
I know you can, but should you?
Yeah. Well, my days are numbered. I won't lie about that, but you know.
Everybody's got a check mark, a tick box.
Yeah. But heck yeah, man.
That's nice. So what's next on the agenda, guys? I see your pad over there.
Actually, we've gotten through most of it. There's only 2 things left, and I think the next thing we should talk about is your thing, J-Dubs. Why don't you regale the people about what you wanted to talk about?
Well, good. Let me, you could have let me. Hey, guys, we'll be right back after this episode.
What are we doing?
We're recording the tagline for our brand new commercial.
New commercial?
Yeah. All you gotta say is the 2 Bits Construction. Yeah, we can do that. That's all you gotta say.
2 Bits Construction. Yeah, we can build that. No. 2 Bits Construction. Yeah, we can build that. 555-1234. Commercial.
Hey, look out!
What?
Did you really just send us to break on your own?
Yeah, I'm sure did.
I guess we're on break.
What the hell, dude?
Does that mean I can say the F word?
How you had one thing you wanted to talk about? How are you not ready?
I don't have the list. I don't know what's next.
J-Dubs, there was only one thing that you had
I had
that
to
you
pull
wanted
it
to
up on
talk
my
about.
phone. Yeah, but I didn't know if it was next.
Is your sex on fire? Then you need to try Chinacool.
To see if Chinacool is right for you, contact your medical provider. Side effects may include hallucinations, nausea, loss of muscle control, bursting skin blisters, explosive diarrhea, crawling out of skin, anal tenderness, and impulsive behaviors.
Chinacool.
There were 2 things left on the pad that you were asking about, and I think the next thing we should talk about is the thing that you wanted to talk about, J-Dubs.
Why do we keep talking about things? What's the actual topic? What is it?
Events.
Oh, the big events.
He wanted to talk about. Yeah, he wanted to bring some light to some of the things going on around here.
We added so many topics, spur of the moment. I literally forgot, but I definitely want to talk about that. We want to start pimping out events in our area. So
yeah,
that was J-Dub's idea. Why don't you take it? You got some information over there?
Yeah,
other bands that do stuff like we do. Like I wish we had thought about it sooner because I would have loved to have put something out about Soul Jam.
Yeah, we're gonna start
being at
doing
Wise
this.
Man.
We had this idea today because he had this idea, and we want to make sure we keep doing it. So.
And we don't want to tell him no 100% of the time. So
yeah,
J-Dubs, your idea is great, and we're gonna go with it.
I just want to, for the record, before you start, for the record, today you've had 2, not only great but now implemented ideas.
Yeah,
awesome.
So when we say no, sometimes
one of which is the segment we're about to do, and the other of which was a small adjustment to the system that we were talking about. Yeah. So nice job today, J-Dubs.
Thanks.
Now have at your segment.
Bangerang,
It ain't really a
J-Dubs.
segment, but I will say
it is now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we can keep that going. As I was looking, we all like a good. I was going to ask everybody, when was the last? I know you went to Hamilton.
Yeah, Hamilton was the last good show that I went to.
When's the last good concert you've been to?
Last good concert. Man, that's a good question, dude.
Friday night, I was fortunate enough to run sound for Soul Jam at Wiseman downtown Winston.
Yeah.
And they are, as always, incredible. They had some new elements to their show this time, and I recommend everybody going out and see them. They're going to be playing at Wiseman at least once a month this whole year. Soul Jam's
way
awesome.
to plug that.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey man, if we don't support our fellow musicians, they won't support us.
Gotta have each other's back.
Speaking of Soul Jam, I'd really love to have Glenn on.
I'd love to have Glenn on.
Glenn, I don't know if you watch, man. You should, but we want to have you on, dude.
I'll reach out.
Yeah,
that'd be great. I'd love to have Joy and Ollie and Jordan on. That'd be fantastic.
That would be amazing.
They are fantastic at working a crowd.
Yeah, I could learn a thing or two from them.
They have and the band behind them. So the band is very
Shut up,
sparse. They don't lack very much instrumentation, but they only have keys, drums, and guitar.
Right.
But Glenn, who we're talking about,
what they do with those is
he
incredible.
plays all sorts of instruments on his keys. He has another synth for bass, and he's also running like the show, the lights, tracks.
Doesn't he usually have two boards going at once too?
Oh yeah, and he's talking to the band sometimes. They have in-ears. And,
and he's got pads and
they're doing a lot of stuff that we're doing as far as the technology goes. They're fantastic.
They're just really good.
They've been doing it. They've been doing it so long.
They're so
man.
much better than us.
And we've been seeing them. I've been watching them for about 6 or so years, 7 years now.
Yeah.
And they were great then. They've upped their game. He's very good at developing and what's the word I'm looking for? Growing his product and his visibility, and I'm proud of him.
I wonder if we could.
I was just gonna say, man, I was looking at some of the from Raleigh, Charlotte.
What do you got? What do you got for the end of February? Something specific we can plug.
The end of February.
Yeah.
What's coming to town?
Something local. Something maybe somebody we know. Maybe somebody we don't.
Oh man.
Goodness.
I think he's not looking at that list. He's looking at the national stuff, right?
I don't know what he's looking
I'm looking at the list, but I'm not on the Wi-Fi, so it's taking a minute.
Oh, that's fine. Cut around it.
I'm only on. I'm literally scrolling, and I'm only on the 14th. And this is just
of February.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cool. There is a lot of stuff coming here, and it's exciting. I love this. We went from not being able to go anywhere, no musical anything, to we have musicians, all different genres. We've got comedians coming. Jeff Dunham. Jeff Dunham's coming. Kevin Hart's coming February 15th. I didn't mean to drop the date because you never know. Dream Theater's coming.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah.
Wait. Drop that date. When is that?
I did that from memory.
Yeah, drop me that date.
Yeah, I will get the dates. It's freezing up.
That's all right.
That figures.
Here we go.
I just made a note over here to fix the necessary info problem. Having a laptop or something right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got Raw coming to Charlotte, man.
And not for nothing.
WWE.
And not for nothing, math being math, if this is going to be a recurring segment, maybe there could be some, we can look ahead a little bit.
I will.
And some.
If you guys are serious about it, we will make it a
yeah.
we'll,
Congratulations, J-Dubs. You just came across your first segment all on your own.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So
give yourself a round of applause and a bangarang.
So yes, I will do that. I will get some flyers up and stuff that we can plug.
So make sure you check back at the Ready Set Radio Show. We're going to be letting you know all kinds of shows coming to our local area.
Yeah, local area,
weekly.
Big or small, but local.
Yes, we want to juice this up for you guys, man. We want to let you know. I mean, we are North Carolina based. I don't know if we've ever really covered that.
And no, maybe
it's
been
time
mentioned.
to let that. Yeah,
it's been mentioned,
fly,
and we sit right smack dab in the middle of the state. So we're
Carolina proud,
we
baby.
We got our finger in a lot of pies when it comes to live entertainment.
Yeah,
that there was a Southern.
don't tell Smev, but that's why our logo has that color blue in it. The same.
I'm
kidding.
Gross.
Somebody pointed it out. Somebody pointed it out that it was close, but it is definitely not. That is a very specific blue. That is a very.
It is damn close though.
I will tell you,
and completely unintentional.
That's very close to Jordan blue.
Do you know?
If my son was here, he would be able to let you know if that was university blue for the Jordans.
You know how I got to this?
I'm
color?
learning about basketball.
I did think about this.
How did you get to this?
I
color,
wanted it to be familiar. I did take Carolina Tar Heel blue, and then I took that as the color, and then I took the darkness of the Panthers.
See, it looks
blue.
a little different on film.
You really want to piss some people off. What you should have done is mix UNC and Duke.
Ooh.
No, I would never.
I would never. I actually live in this.
With a little drop of
But honestly, the
Wolfpack red.
reason it's that color is because our first color in our logo was a darker shade of blue.
Right.
But it was on that side of the spectrum.
Yeah.
And when we redesigned our logo, when we spent the months coming up with our new branding, we wanted to add color.
Yeah.
And we wanted to simplify the logo so there's less splatter, there's not drop shadows. Because we learn as we go along. The previous logo, while it's cool, and I don't want to abandon it entirely, it's really hard to replicate on merchandise.
I got an idea. Why don't we take a color from all the teams to support all of our teams and put it in there.
What?
Yeah.
No.
A little bit of Duke blue, a little Carolina Tar Heel.
No, we don't
blue.
support Duke in this establishment.
I'm not
we don't
willing.
support Duke at all.
I'm not willing to do that for our branding.
Love
logo,
is love, right?
But I'm willing to do that for some like special merch or something, for sure.
Yeah, we could like
the color can change.
we go play some kind of something at a Duke game. We could have some Duke colored RSR merch.
We can do anything you want on any kind of merch or advertising.
Well, all right, no, I mean like, all right,
so
check it out. Let me explain what I'm talking about. If you look at it, all right, so like do the tower. Since the tower there, you can do that a darker blue, and then do a show in Wolfpack red, and then have the Carolina blue as the outline.
I feel like that would be annoying to look at.
It would give it definition.
No.
No, you guys comment in the comments and let us know what you think about it.
All right, let me grab my
If
phone.
you think what I'm saying is complete garbage,
It's not garbage, but I'm down to alter it for like merch and stuff. But as far as our branding goes, that's it. We spent a lot of time working on it, and it's got to be consistent. So
all right.
But I did tell Smev that the next time we rebrand in a couple years, maybe it'll be state red.
We're not going to jump from blue to red.
No, but I told Smev that.
Just make it a barcode.
I made sure to say maybe. Ooh, a barcode. That's fun.
Or a QR code.
Yeah.
Something.
It's cute. It's cute. I like it. Anyway.
So what was next on the list?
Where we at, Dubs?
The last thing on the list was you had mentioned something about friends and friendship, and you didn't mention a whole lot about it, but that's what I wrote down, and I told you to make sure you had your notes ready because
I mean, you
had something.
I wasn't going to mention it because we had so much extra stuff that I figured that we're pretty much at an episode length, and I actually want to have him on at the end of February, so that'd actually be a better time to have that conversation.
Hey, that's a good idea.
So, Kenny Brinker, I'm challenging you to come on our podcast the last week in February. And
this just in, Kenny Brinker's been challenged.
Kenny Brinker, I challenge you to come on the show at the end of February and have a conversation with my new best friend, you being my lifelong best friend, someone that's known me as my best friend since 6, and someone that's been my best friend for 16 years because there was a gap where Kenny and I lost touch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there was a big gap. But
how long was it before he wasn't and I picked up?
Like 4 years.
4
at that
years?
Point. It was like 4 years at that point, and we still talked once in a while. But we went from being like all the time best friends, and life gets in the way. I'm gone all the time with the band, or I'm in the studio. I can't do last.
That ought to be a
plans.
fun episode, man. Because I got to be honest, I know Kenny, and I like him a lot. He's kind of our dude out there. You know,
since he and I have been spending more regular time together, finding our friendship again, which we didn't have to. It was like that,
like riding a bike, man.
Right. It's just it's become clear to me that like I don't really have levels of friends. He's my best friend. You're my best friend. My wife's my best friend. But you bring different things into my life because you came into it at a different point, and he came into it at a different point. Like I went through adolescence and coming of age. That was my best friend then.
Right.
You were here for all the dumb crap I did in my 20s and 30s. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of it too.
A whole lot. But I did a lot then too. I've always been kind of dumb. You have no friends, you liar. I'm your friend. You're my best friend, Dubs.
What's my favorite color?
Black.
That's what I was going to say.
It's purple. It's purple. You told me it was purple.
It's red.
You said it was purple. He's a liar.
He is.
Friends forever.
Can't trust him.
You're coughing or mine, buddy. You're coughing or mine. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Ready Set Radio Show.
Cheers, boys.
Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends about the dumb show you found out on YouTube. We also play shows sometimes, so check out our socials and find out
ReadySetRadio.com.
when we're coming to a town
Yeah, they're
near you.
actually kind of good.
ReadySetRadio.com.
It is pretty good.
They're good.
So
It's ReadySetRadio.com.
check us out.
If you
Dubs.
like stuff that's good, you should go
If
see
you
it.
like stuff that's good, check out some good stuff. Good night.
Oh, man.
Or have a good afternoon, because this is a morning show now.
When I look back, I wonder why I don't get paid for this.
We get paid for this?
Nope.